Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's tutorial, we're going to learn how to go about the making of this pinafore dress with cover pocket in front. If this is something you're interested in, you want to keep on watching. Fold your pattern into two, come down by your chest line, mine is 7.5, come down by your waistline, mine is 15 inch, come down by your underbust, mine is 12.5. I'll repeat the same thing on this other side. You mark your chest line, your underbust, your waistline plus 1 inch for your allowance. Okay, so I'll use my ruler to make a straight line. After connecting my straight line, I will go ahead and label. The first line is my chest line, underbust, waistline, and AL means the allowance. So what I did was to come up here and I marked half of my shoulder measurement on the chest line and shoulder line. I came down by 1 inch for shoulder slope, marked 3 inch for the neck width. This is for a guide, then connected my shoulder slope. After connecting, I'll place my tape, then measure what I have from that point to the chest line. It is 6.5. So get the midpoint of whatever inch you have, then go in by half of an inch. Mark quarter of your bust measurement at the chest line. Place your curve rule to connect the 3 dots to give you your armhole curve like so. After doing that, come down here on the waistline, mark half of your nipple to nipple. Mine is 3.5. Then you connect from the underbust to the AL. Also subtract half inch on both sides of your waistline, just like this. Once you are through with that, impute quarter of your bust measurement and quarter of your waist measurement. I'll use my pencil to connect this line. Okay, so now I'll use my marker to add 1.5 inch seam allowance, then use my ruler to connect. You can see I have 2 lines there. I will explain why I had the 2 lines later. So from your shoulder on the armhole side, go in by 2 inch. I'd also mark 2 inch on the side, come down again by 2 inch. Then place your ruler, connect the 3 points like so. Alright, so after connecting that point, on the underbust, go down by 1 inch. Now the pencil line will serve as my complete measurement, like my complete body measurement. So from that complete body measurement, I came in by 2.5. Do you get? Now I'll place my curve rule. Then I'll connect from the underbust to that very point. Can you see? You connect from the underbust to that very point. Then also place your curve rule this way to connect from that point to this other point. Okay, just like this. And when curving this, make sure you don't have any pointy mouth or pointy edge. Okay, so I just use my ruler to blend. After that, I use my marker to make the line very visible. You can see how my curve is, and you can see how everything came out. The curve is looking so beautiful. So the other line with my marker is just for seam allowance. Okay, that is for the seam allowance, and the pencil one is for my complete measurement. So now go ahead and cut it out. So after cutting, guys, this was what I had. So you can decide to replace this 1 inch for that if you want to add that. If you don't want to add that, just leave it. There's no need adding allowances for that if you don't want to add that. Okay, so what I did was to fold my fabric into 2. Then I already gone ahead to trace out my front pattern, and I also added quarter of an inch or half inch stitching allowance. Do you get? So now that I'm done with this, guys, you can see what I have here. I'll open it so you see what we have. You can see what we have here after it's done. Next thing I want to do now is to fold again. Then I'll cut the back piece. For the back piece, leave 1 inch for your zip allowance. Then I want to come down by 10 inch for the neck depth. Do you get? From the shoulder, you come down by 10 inch or even 11 or 12 inch, depends on how deep you want it to be. So 10 inch is okay. You can decide to make it 13 inch. It depends on what you want. You can actually skip mine, then do your own back, as preferred. You get? So after cutting out, guys, next thing I want to do is to cut the skirt part. The length of my gown is 35 inch plus 1.5 inch for allowance and for folding. So what I did was to place it at exactly 36.5. Then I marked my 15 inch for the waistline and also came down by 23 inch for my hip line, a bit 23 and a half. So what I did again was to mark quarter of my waist measurement plus 1.5 inch seam allowance. On the hip line, I marked quarter of my hip measurement plus 1.5 inch seam allowance. Then I'll connect from the waist to the hip. After connecting, I'll measure what I have on the hip line in total, then subtract 1.5 inch at the hemline, and I marked what I had left. I went ahead to connect from the hip to the down part. So after connecting, guys, I'll fold another fabric to cut the back. So for the back, it's the same thing. Just ensure you leave 1 inch for your zip allowance. That is the only different thing. And again, from the center back, I went down by 1 inch. I slanted it, then cut it out, and also slashed the center back like this for the zip. Okay, so I'm supposed to do that on the back half length. So now I will repeat the same thing on the center back half length. I also came up by 1 inch, then I slanted it. Go ahead and cut it out. So this helps remove zip bulginess. Like after attaching zip, after sewing your zip, you have it bulged at the center back. It helps remove it, like you will not have it anymore after using this process. So the next thing you want to do is to stitch the side and also stitch the armhole and on the other side. Don't forget to cut your lining when doing this. So I use the same fabric as the lining, stitch to both sides, the armhole, the neckline, and the other side. Okay, you are going to leave the down part for your turn up. You get. Then after sewing, you should trim out the little excess you have on your stitching allowance. Trim it out just like this. You can leave like quarter of an inch. Then go ahead and turn it outside right. Then make use of your iron. Okay, use your scissors to bring out all the edges. Then place your wrapper or towel. Iron it very properly. Make it relax. If you have steam iron, you can work with it. I'm working with steam iron, and trust me, steam iron is always very good to work with. So you can see how relaxed this looks. This is the front. The next thing I did now was to place the front skirt and the front half length right sides facing each other, and I'll stitch with half inch. But before I do that, I want to attach the cover pocket. So from the waistline, I came down by 8 inch, which served as my hip line. So after marking from the center of my skirt, I will go in by half of my nipple to nipple, which is 3.5. And after marking, guys, I will place my cover pocket. The length of my cover pocket is 4 inch. Then the width is 5 inch. So from the first line I marked, I went up by half inch, and that is where I'll be attaching the cover pocket. You place it exactly at half of your nipple to nipple. Then go ahead and stitch with half inch. After stitching, you make it relax and make a top stitch. So when you stitch this, ensure you stitch in such a way you won't be able to see the rough part of your stitch. Okay, so after attaching my half length, joining the cover pocket, I also went ahead to stitch the both shoulder, and I also pinned the both side of my front and back piece. I've also marked 1.5 inch seam allowance, and I'll sew through the direction of the chalk and hem the down part. So this was the result of our beautiful dress. Thank you so much for watching. I'll upload the full video. This is actually my birthday dress. I'll rock with white packet shirt and tie. I'll make a tutorial on how to, make your own tie yourself. You don't need to buy it. Just make it DIY. You make it at home. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I will take my pictures, then I will upload it so you see the result of a beautiful dress. I will see you in my next one. Bye.